What's up? It's the Brunch Breakdown. Didi out here in Los Angeles. Chris and Dan are in Pittsburgh. I was gonna say happy Labor Day, but it's just you can't really do that because it's Wednesday after Labor Day. So I hope you had a good Labor Day weekend. Anyways, today on the show, we've got a lot to talk about. We've got some food topics, we've got some football topics, we've got some weird topics. We've got a lot going on today, and that's just how I'm gonna do it because we only got but so much time today. So you know what? I don't need to go through it. Dan, let everybody know where they can find this amazing content about food and weird and just in football.
I like you literally use that any week on this podcast, honestly, especially in the fall. So that works just in an evergreen fashion. I love it. But where can you find all of that? Anywhere podcasts are available. Each and every Wednesday, new episodes come straight to you. If you're clicking follow or subscribe, they come straight to you. It's that simple. We also have full video episodes that also premiere on Wednesdays. Noon Eastern and 9 a.m. Pacific is when you can find those. Where you can find those is YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify. The same video episode available all three of those places. But you can watch on demand anytime you want to watch after that. We are everywhere, also on social media at Brunch Breakdown. Be sure to follow us. Give us a like, give us a share, a retweet, a reshare, a post, whatever you feel. We appreciate it. And then of course, we talk music in that little list of everything that Didi gave you. Music. Always include music. And that's what we do. And we put what we are listening to this week into a beautiful playlist for you. And we call it The Sounds of Brunch. And that gets updated on Spotify every Friday, exclusively on Spotify. Just tell Siri, Alexa, Google, any of those fools. Play me The Sounds of Brunch.
Jeeves, any of those fools.
Yeah. Shout out to Ask Jeeves.
Oh man. All right. Let's get into it. Chris, get it off your chest. What's up?
Uh, I just had like very old feeling moments this weekend, boys.
Nice.
Pitt played Kent State in football, and it had me. I was so when we were in the game, we were watching next to these folks who were in Kent State stuff, which was cool. So we struck up a conversation, having gone to both schools myself. And I asked, or they asked me when I graduated. And I did the math for the first time and realized that I graduated college 15 years ago. It's 2024. I graduated undergrad in 2009. It's really, really depressing if you think about it. And like then we were talking about the campus and like stumbled upon the fact that through conversation, like a lot of the buildings that were there when I went to school there don't exist anymore. Like what's happening? What that's 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 bad. Like that's a sign you're getting old when like the infrastructure changes. You know what I'm saying? Like I just and like the people I was talking to, it was like they weren't that much older than me. I think they were probably like I'm in late 30s. They were probably like late 40s. And their friend's kid was playing for Kent State. I don't know. There was just a lot of stuff that happened in the club through conversation. I'm just like, I don't like this at all. So that's all. There's not really a point to this other than we're getting old.
Next time you get asked that question, when did you graduate? The simple answer is none of your damn business.
Oh, Dan, another one. Dan mentioned like a few episodes ago when I brought up Mac football players, Eugene Jarvis. I ran into Eugene Jarvis at the game, and
How crazy.
he has like a 5-year-old daughter. I just so many things happened at the game that was like a collision of my two worlds that just nothing. The only takeaway I have from that football game is I'm a lot older than I used to be.
Uh, yeah, I guess it's funny. Like when I think about college seems like it was like 80 years ago. Like the fact that I'm not 85 years old talking about college just cracks me up.
Back in
Like,
my day.
yeah, I don't know. College seems so far away. High school seems so far away. I mean, maybe we can do this on another episode because I really want to talk about reunions at some
Ooh.
point. And but yeah, because there was a lot of that going on this weekend, and I was just like, thinking about how like I want to be nowhere near that.
Dude,
But like,
I know you write stuff down while we podcast.
yes.
Most reunions normally take place around that Thanksgiving period of time, so we should
Mhm.
have a reunion brunch episode.
Okay.
Ooh,
Thanks. Got it. That's
long-term planning.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's
I like that.
beautiful. I like that.
I like
I
that.
like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Also,
Yeah.
nice to hear that Kent State got a little bit of money because those buildings, some of those buildings needed to go. They
Yeah.
needed to go. So shouts to every building has a name on it, so that means it's coming from somewhere legit.
Right.
So shouts to that. My nephew just went up not that long ago, earlier this summer to tour Kent, and I'm like, I can't even give you suggestions. You can go, pay homage to where Munzenmeyer used to be, to
Right.
the site that is now Athletic Fields. Just not there anymore.
dude, that's funny. Like the journalism school at WVU is not even called it's not even the journalism school anymore. It's the College of like Media and something something now. Because journalism is so encompassing.
Mm.
And yeah, but the thing with WVU was like it was a growing school when I was there. So I don't know how Kent State was, but like it was getting bigger than it had ever been while I was there. So it was just like things were popping up. Green space was going away because they were putting all these buildings and they had too many people coming in. So like I honestly have no idea what that campus looks like now. I would have no clue what it even would remotely look like because it was under construction when I was there. So,
Mm.
yeah. So
So
like it's probably a
there's
whole different world than
how many more years until the
I was
Daniel
there.
Dudley School of Podcasting?
Oh,
Get your own.
dude.
Let's
You
go.
know, oh man, that's another topic. All right, we have to we can't do this. We got that's another topic about stuff
Unfortunately,
because
the room you're gonna have one room, and it's gonna be room 139, and you're not gonna be happy with that.
it's honestly what I want. I just want a room named after me. I don't
You're
want
like,
the building.
seriously, 13-9.
The whole school of podcasting is one room.
It's one room. Yeah.
Good God, Dan, get it off your chest.
Oh, I'd be happy to. Now I will say before I start here, a very, very, very small percentage of our listeners shared and heard this gripe in real time this past weekend. So glad I have this segment to share it with the entire world, with the globe. And all the years as humans on this planet, somehow the people, the type of people who always, in any chance they get, have to rev their engine up in their car or their motorcycle so loud with this obnoxious exhaust have never ceased to exist in the history of cars. That person has never gone away. How is that possible? We go through so many different phases and stages as people, and as a society. The Roaring 20s, right? The disco era, the hippie era, um, hairband rock and roll of the 80s, hip hop, trendy, but somehow through all of that, that same person, those same people who love nothing more than revving their engine with their lame ass little dick car or motorcycle has remained constant the whole time. And I can guarantee you, back in like the late 1800s, when cars were first invented, some group of drivers started this trend. It started way back in the day, and probably a bad idea back in the day because it probably murdered the engine right there on site. It was probably done revving up the first engine in a Ford, if you will. But nevertheless, those people, they persisted. They did. And here we are today where these people think, and we know what they do, right? We know they look for people on the street, crowds of people, events, wherever it is, and they go sometimes in groups and just rev all the engines around these people. And they think, look at us. Look at us. Folks, nobody thinks you're cool. Not back then. Certainly not now. And I just ask us as a society, as a species, and as humans, let's please just rid of the world of these annoying creatures once and for all. We've had enough. We've had enough of it. And that's what I needed to get off my chest this week.
Uh Tunnels, man. Tunnels.
Tunnels.
I
Oh,
feel
big
like you
time.
should be
Big
arrested when you
yes.
do that in a tunnel. And oh my God, dude. Like some of the worst memories of Pittsburgh are being in traffic in a tunnel and some motorcycle just going ham while everybody's just sitting there. Like, no,
Yes.
no.
Couldn't agree more. When I see a motorcycle or like a sports car like behind me entering a tunnel, I know they will purposely slow down to give themselves that runway, and I don't grant them that runway. Sir or madam, we will cruise at 5 miles an hour to catch up to traffic because I know what you have in store, and nobody in here wants or needs that.
Dan, I really think you need to move.
Where is there a place where this doesn't exist?
No, I mean, I think you need to move to a different neighborhood because sometimes I worry that you're taking on the personality of your neighbors, and this feels like one of them. I feel like, do you go for walks and have these type of conversations with your neighbor? I just feel like,
No.
do you go to the HOA meetings? This is what you guys talk about. I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you, but I feel like, man, I could just see you out there like, I know, I can't believe you're allowed that was last night. Like, I feel like I'm see that.
Jim, you heard it. I know you were up, Jim. You heard him.
Yeah, but you're right. It's annoying.
It's terrible.
One time I had I had a Honda Civic who like blew a hole in the muffler, and I was driving around Upper St. Clair with that thing sounded like a truck, and I hated it. So I can't. I don't understand how people just like, yeah, I want to drive like that all the time. I don't get it.
Oh man, as someone who lived through, I mean, I don't know how that went for you guys because I turned 16 when Fast and Furious came out.
I knew.
So all of my friends were destroying their cars. There was only one person I knew who actually like knew what they were doing with their cars. Everyone else was just putting their shit on. This was before being able to just go on YouTube and just like figure out how to do something. So everybody, I don't know how anybody was just doing this because now it'd be a lot better. But back in 2001, that did not exist. So people were just trying shit and just blowing up their cars, like of different price values, you know? Like, you know, cheap 90s cars or 80s cars to just something new because their parents had money, but they were destroying them all. So, yeah, man.
Somehow they stick around, those people.
All right, boys, got to get this off my chest. I had an experience this weekend that may make me never want to go to a football game again. And it is called Cosm. It is a shared reality experience. It is in a dome. It is in Los Angeles. There will be one in Dallas. There's one being built in Atlanta. And it makes you feel, the screen is so big. It is this dome screen. It is humongous. It curves around and it makes you feel like you have the best seats in every side of the stadium. I just sent you like 3 videos just to show you like
I'm gonna try and share one of these with no audio.
Yeah, you don't need audio at all. Like you don't need audio at all. But I had
like when you first sent this video, I thought you were at the game.
I thought so too, dude. When you texted us this, I was like, wait, is Didi are like the dance awards in Texas or something? Like what's going on?
I was like, oh, cool. There's a sports bar in the end zone of this game. How did he get these tickets? And then you pan and then you can see the end of the screen.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, is Dwayne Wade's wine club like at the game and Didi got invited? Like, what's happening? This is insane. And Didi, when you showed this, the first thing, like what you just said, the first thing that came to mind to me was like, they're already having trouble getting people to go to games. And if they start building these in more locations than one, nobody's going to go to the games anymore. Dude, I wouldn't go to the games either.
Because I saw a thing about it in the summer because like their soccer is really big here and they started doing soccer games there. And I looked up, I was like, what the fuck is that? This is crazy. And so then I was like, well, I gotta find out what's going on with this. But apparently the NBA signed a big deal with them. So there's going to be NBA games there and there will be college football games there. NFL deal hasn't been done, but the US Open, like the whole US Open, you can go watch there like during the day. Like it literally makes you feel like you have the best seats in every side of the stadium. It's wild the way that the thing curves around and and it's the thing is, it's not perfect yet, but it's almost as it's like it's but I just can't believe what it's going to look like in like 2 years. What this thing is going to look like. You literally feel like you're there.
This is
Like
the
you're
one.
watching this as if you're at the game. It's crazy.
Yeah, this one we're looking at right here is the one that you sent. That
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's at the game. How did
Yeah.
he get to the game? And see those two people at the bottom have wine glasses. I was like, oh, it's a D Wade wine party. That's what it is.
Yeah, it like because my sister thought I was in a club. I was in a box at Texas A&M.
Yeah,
So
that's
she
what I
thought,
thought.
and no, I'm in another place. And there are two of these that are already being built, and they're going to be everywhere. Like they're just, and I just don't know how you do this. And you're going to be like, why would I go to a football game, especially in a sense where West Virginia and Penn State had a 2 hour rain delay,
Yeah.
or you don't have a rain delay here.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
so like what I'm confused about is where do they source the cameras from?
Dude, it's all a part of their technology. This company, Cosm, they've got their whole situation.
Their
They
own.
rig the
They're
thing
not
up.
using
Their
anything
own,
from the
yeah.
broadcast.
Yeah, it's their own technology.
You imagine
What
if
do
there's
what
like
do
a
you
play at the goal line and like the ESPN broadcast doesn't have a good shot, but Cosm does. And
We got to go over to Cosm for the
yeah,
replay.
we gotta go to our
Yeah.
partners that we really don't like.
But they have during the game, they have they have like the game feed on, right? So they have the game feed on and these two screens like up, like higher up, right?
Okay.
So it looks like they're just like up there. So you hear the game, but like you're watching the field cams. So like at halftime, which was
Okay.
cool, you got the band, you got like a bunch of cool stuff that you just don't see when you're watching the game. You're just because you're literally at the game. These cameras are just on the game. And then they've got like the ESPN feed or whatever, the ABC feed going on at the time. But like, yeah, it's
All right, so you hear the broadcast, you
Mhm.
hear the play-by-play announcers, and so then,
Yeah.
like in an instance where you need to see a replay, you
Mhm.
look up
You
there
just look up.
because
Yeah.
otherwise it's live. Interesting.
Yeah.
Love it.
So you literally feel like you're at the game. And it's just the way that the cameras are and you're in the stadium. That's why it's shared reality because you're there.
Yeah.
Like that's what shocked me the most about it was like didn't realize that you would just be in the stadium feeling like you're there. Like I'm looking at the clock on the Texas A&M stadium. I'm looking at like just stuff that you don't
Yeah.
see when you're watching a game on just any other big screen or whatever. It was an experience that I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. I like can't wait to watch NBA games there. I can't wait to just do this again. Like it's once more people know about this, it's going to be insane. And
How hard is it to get like a seat at one of those? And how many people does it hold?
I think it holds like 200 or 300. It's like the size of like maybe like a movie theater, like a small movie theater, but it like goes up in like stadium seating style. Like
At IMAX. It's kind of like IMAX style.
Yeah, it's basically like that. Yeah. And it just goes up and yeah.
Is it hard to like you got to book reservations way in advance?
You have to get tickets like you go to a game. Tickets go from I think it's $39 to like $150 or something like that. But it's like you're buying tickets to go to a game.
Yeah.
And I was at first I thought I was like, that seems kind of weird. Whatever, I'm gonna do it. And then I was like, yeah, I understand this. This was like going to a game. Like you get there, you're like, oh, I spent too much. I think I might have spent too much money on this. Seems kind of stupid. No, you get there, you're like, oh, I went to the game. Like I went to Texas. I went to the stadium. Like I got to see what their band does, what their ROTC shit does, like all this stuff. I was like, I left going like, damn, Texas A&M, cool shit. Like shouts to Texas A&M. So yeah,
No like 2-item minimum, like the Improv, where you gotta have 2 items while you're there.
No
After you
2-item
spend all that money
minimum.
to get in the door. Okay, that's good.
no 2-item minimum, but like you're there and you're
Yeah. Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, very cool, very cool. So shouts to Cosm and yeah, there will be more popping up in the cities. It's just man, it was so cool though. But yeah,
Looks amazing.
all right, guys. Well, let's get into some brews. I'll go Three Weavers Brewing Company. Their extra, how do you say it? Expatriate. That's how you say it. I don't know, it was a bunch of words, a bunch of letters put together. I was like, this doesn't seem like a word, but I guess it's expatriate. It's very good, very fruity West Coast IPA, and it's very crushable at like 6.9, which is dangerous. It's dangerous, but like very
Mm.
crushable at 6.9 ABV. So shouts to Three Weavers for making that happen, and very, very good. So that's what I was sipping on. What you got?
I had a beer. I had a Son of Juice. I had two of them. I had one before.
Oh,
I know. I had one before the Pitt football game, and then I had one after to celebrate a convincing victory. So not a new beer, but a beer, and which is new for me these days. Yeah,
I
and
saw it too. I saw it in live.
I seen him.
I seen him. I saw him drinking a beer. I should have taken a photo. Should have sent it to you, DD. It
can
happened.
confirm. Can confirm. He
Yeah.
did
Confirm.
have two of them. Can confirm.
Yes.
Can confirm. What do you got?
Always delicious. Always delicious on a hot summer day to kick off college football. For me, I had some beer too. But one that I had over the long weekend was Victory Brewing Company, which is part of Southern Tier's um larger business scale is Victory. They're best known for their Sour Monkey, which, by the way, be careful, y'all. It's a great sour. It's sneaky,
It's like 10.
9%.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
lot.
it's heavy. Be careful. It doesn't taste like it. But they released a pretzel beer toasted ale, and it's roasty, it's malty, like caramel malt, and then just the slightest hint of salt, which it was really well balanced. It's actually considered a strong ale and came in at 7.5, and I was like, this might be heavy. This might be a little too much. A dark brown ale came over in a beautiful glass, and but it drank super smooth, super smooth. I wish I had some pretzels. Feels like it would be phenomenal with pretzels because it's kind of supposed to give you that pretzel taste, but super tasty, super tasty. Wasn't sure what it would be, so just try some different things out. When you see pretzel beer, toasted ale, you think that sounds weird. I'll have one, and it was delicious. So shout out to Victory. A wonderful, wonderful. It was a fall treat. It was really perfect for this time of year.
Roasty toasty.
What was
Doesn't
the
get much
weather
better.
like at your games this weekend? Like
Hot.
it was hot.
Yeah. It's
Hot.
cooler to, yeah, I mean, it's cooled down considerably, but it was hot. And like you probably saw in the West Virginia game, like the thunderstorms and shit. It was just like that hot, humid, like it could torrentially storm at any point. That's what we
Yeah.
were. Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. Because I woke up that morning and every picture on my like Facebook feed, especially, is like everyone I know who lives remotely close is at the game, and it looks beautiful, like absolutely beautiful. Everyone's just taking pictures. Everyone's getting so shouts to everybody who got their pictures off, before the game because. Then all of a sudden I were seeing on Twitter, it was like in 45 minutes, this is going to get bad. Someone just had like the radar. Someone had like the radar up or whatever, like retweeted someone posting the radar, and then it did. So that was pretty funny. All right. Well, boys, cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Well, let's get into first topic. We wanted to talk about this for a while, guys. Best fast food chains in America. Let's throw this bad boy up here.
Yeah, we got a top 10 graphic to
Yes.
debate, I think.
This is based off USA Today's best fast food chains in America.
Yeah.
And at number 10, Arby's. Number 9, Zaxby's. 8, Popeyes. Taco Bell comes in at 7. 6, Captain D's. 5, Hardee's. 4, In-N-Out. 3, Chick-fil-A. 2, KFC. 1, Del Taco. Boys, how do you feel about the best fast food chains in America?
Well, first, just shout out to other people for creating content like this. Because
USA Today, baby.
Yes.
They always got top 10 lists somewhere. They're doing something
Yeah.
all the time.
How about that?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think to me that just the one thing that stood out above everything else was KFC being that high. I don't know, man. I could name probably 10 chicken joints I'd rather go to. That just seems too high.
Yeah, that was a little surprising to me too. That KFC, a lot of chicken on here. That's what stuck out too, right? KFC, Chick-fil-A, Popeyes, and Zaxby's. So
Yeah.
4 in the top 10. You say this is USA Today. This feels like it's USA Today West Coast. Feels like there's a little West Coast bias in here because I don't see Bojangles anywhere, and that offends me greatly. Because if you're gonna put 4 chicken places on the top 10 and you leave out Bojangles, friends, we have a problem. We have a problem, and especially the other problem I have. No fast food seafood restaurant in the history of the planet belongs in any top 10 anywhere. So, Captain D, take your fish and your chips and your ship and get out the harbor because you don't belong in the top 10, let alone at number 6. That's also quite offensive.
I've never even heard of that, Captain D's.
I Googled it like 2 minutes ago.
Established 1969, been around, just not near us.
It looks like Long John Silver's. Like you just go.
How can it not be?
Quick look on their website. It looks like Long John Silver's, but like I think they may do a little bit more. Like they have like a lobster roll, so like I know that's something that Long John's does not do. But like I don't know how good a $5.99 lobster roll would be.
I don't want fast food lobster roll.
I don't know about that.
When's the last time? When's the last time you were thinking, I want a lobster roll fast? Like, I need it now. Or when's the last time you thought, like, on this drive, you know what would really pair well?
Yeah. You know what would smell great in the car while we're driving for 6 more hours? Fresh lobster.
Oh my God. Could you imagine stopping at Captain D's on a road trip and someone's like, oh man, give me that $5.99 lobster roll meal. And I would be like, no, you're not allowed.
Yeah.
That's going to be, who's eating that? Like,
no, we don't have time to stop 4 times before we get there after you eat this. So no.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know about that. I will also say I got a little judgmental in looking at this list, but like feel free. Yeah, I guess that's the point of it, huh? Feel free to correct me, but like I don't know that you could be considered a best fast food chain in America if the only place I've seen your restaurant in the last decade is at a Turnpike rest stop. And I'm sorry, Hardee's, but like, are there physical Hardee's?
That's a great t-shirt. Are there physical Hardee's?
It's
with
really
the star, the smiling star.
But the star is shrugging because it's nobody knows.
Yeah.
The bottom of the question mark.
I've only seen a Hardee's on the Turnpike. So I don't know. That seems in at number 5, like top 5.
I grew up going to Hardee's, but like I don't know, but I know that those Hardee's locations don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And that was before, and I mean that's that was a long time ago. Because what's the other one? Because I'm surprised it's not. What's the
Carl's Jr.?
Yeah, that's it. Carl's Jr. I see
it's
Carl's
the same
Jr.
logo too.
Yeah, it's the same place. They're owned the same company. It's Hardee's and Carl's Jr. So like, I don't know, but Hardee's being 5 is weird. 5 is weird.
It's nonsense.
My thought on this is number 1 is absolutely correct, and I was very happy to see Del Taco get its love because Del Taco has the best fast food tacos, period, and they have the best fries. And you can get burgers there too. There is nothing you can't get at Del Taco. And they
lobster roll? Can you get a lobster roll there?
Yeah. Now what, Didi? Now what?
Never mind. Sorry. Shouts to Captain D's. You guys are doing it big for somebody. There's some crowd who's like, yep, lobster rolls in the minivan on the way to Florida. Let's get it. Yeah, you can get they always have like cool drinks the way that like Sonic has cool drinks. Del Taco does everything correctly. They are just great. And I love Del Taco. I know Del Tacos aren't everywhere, but Del Taco, it's just best tacos. Burgers are fire, fries are fire. Del Taco is just the greatest. But like I was surprised to see Arby's on here, but shouts to Arby's because I'm a big Arby's fan. Arby's gang
Dude,
over here.
yes,
Arby's,
yes,
big fans.
yes. Big
So
time. Shouts to Arby's. Always
I was happy.
underrated. Glad to see them get the respect that they deserve at number 10. I'm so happy
Yes.
about that.
Yes.
Bro, can I like if there's one that I don't know if you guys had any that you think should be on this list that weren't, but like I just want to throw some love at a place that never gets talked about as a fast food restaurant, but it has a drive-through. Like Dairy Queen has legitimately good
Oh,
burgers. Dairy Queen has legitimately good burgers and fries, and you can come out of there with the best ice cream of any fast food place. Like, come on, come on. You get a
The
meal
toast,
and dessert.
the chicken tenders and toast meal. Hard to beat. Hard to beat.
yeah. The chicken strip basket
There you
at
go.
Dairy Queen is impossible to beat. And then you can get a Blizzard or you can get a Mr. Misty or whatever they call them now. I don't know if they call them Mr. Misties now, but regardless, slushies, whatever, the best. I love Dairy Queen's food. Love Dairy Queen's food. Um, yeah, I mean, you look at this list and it's like you could throw other ones on there, but like I feel like this is good. But Dairy Queen is a solid. I mean, you could put Dairy Queen over Captain D's. And I've never even had Captain D's. Maybe Captain D's is fire. Where's the
Yeah.
closest Captain D's to any of us?
Uh, yeah, I
Actually,
look. It's like they're all in Ohio and like
Oh,
southern West Virginia, DD, like southern
this
West
all
Virginia.
this all makes sense now.
Yeah, yeah. Captain D's
Jesus.
nuts, more like.
Oh God.
What did I click on? It's like, and I'm
Marietta,
gonna.
Zanesville, Parkersburg, Newark, Newark. Oh my God. These are all places that you drive to. Okay, hold on. I know where all these places are. I did not expect this, right? Zanesville's on the way to Columbus. Then there's Marietta, there's Parkersburg. All these places you drive through. None of these places are destinations in either of these. Like, I guess Parkersburg, if you're in West Virginia for like I don't a AAU basketball tournament or something, but like yeah, these are all places you drive through on the way to places. So maybe, oof, man, oh man, oof, oof. This just it gives me really like you want to make the drive to Disney World worse?
Yeah,
This.
like.
Oh my God. No. No.
Oh, they
Oh,
have. Oh my gosh, they have grilled fish there. Like, I prefer grilled fish over fried at a restaurant, but sure as hell not through a fast food restaurant. Like, fry that son of a bitch up and kill everything that's around it. Like, then I'll at least feel safe. Ooh, ooh. Mm-mm. Captain
no.
D's gotta go. Yeah, get Bojangles on there. Get rid of this crap.
Yeah. No, sir. Shouts to In and Out's on here. Love In and Out. But yeah.
Yeah, I got no
Get
problem with the top four. KFC maybe I go to switch around a little bit, but I
KFC
got no
though.
problem with the top four.
I just wonder we always do this, I feel like. We've done this probably several times. Like who are the people who love KFC? I have not met one person who
yeah.
loves KFC. Not
That's
one
a
I know
person.
one. I know one person. That's
Uh-oh.
it.
you're right. We've definitely asked that question before.
Yeah. Like
Like if you but the way I say it is like just take these restaurants on here that are they serve the same or similar food, right?
Right.
KFC, Chick-fil-A, Popeyes, Zaxby's. If they're all on Route 19, you're going to drive past all four of them, which one are you going to stop at? No one's stopping at KFC if the other options are there.
Correct.
no. No. I, dude, if more people liked KFC, there wouldn't be this long of lines at like Raising Cane's. Like there
It's
wouldn't
true.
be that long of a line at Chick-fil-A. Like people are willing to wait in line for 30 minutes in a drive-through than go to KFC.
Right.
That's a great
It's a
point.
great point.
It,
I know the nearest KFC to me never has a line.
it, so I'm saying no, they don't because they're all in line waiting at Chick-fil-A and Raising Cane's. All of them.
I don't get it.
Wild. Yeah.
USA Today, man, you guys did some work. I want to talk to the person who
Yes.
ate, like, whoever at USA Today ate Captain D's. I want you on the podcast ASAP.
Please, let's go.
Please,
Get them on.
please. Yes, please hit us up at Brunch Breakdown. Let us know. I need to know about your experience. And anybody who's watching this who lives in Parkersburg, just, let us know. Or Zanesville, whatever. Let us know. Captain D's. Good
At Press
God.
Breakdown.
All right. So college football, we talked about a little bit. You guys both went to games. One of the coolest things I thought going into this college football season didn't happen. Oklahoma State, had QR codes that were going to be on the back of the helmets. So basically, when a player just like did something crazy, did something awesome, you could just go boop and freaking throw money into this person's like whatever Venmo account or something like that. I don't know. And I thought that was pretty cool. I heard what's their coach's name? I'm a man. I'm 40. What the hell is that guy's name?
Mike Gundy.
Mike
There you
Gundy.
go. Mike Gundy. That's his name. Heard him talking about it. And I was like, wow, that's cool. Why not? And then the NCAA was like, absolutely not. We're not doing this. Like 2 days before the game. So, so I don't know if they saw him talking about it on TV and they were trying to like sneak it through or what, but it was like, I felt like I saw him talk about that. And then like 2 days later, it was gone. But I thought that was pretty cool. So I just don't understand why the NCAA is like, no, we can't do it. Kind of stupid.
Yeah, it is. And I thought it was like it wasn't even on the side. It was on the back of the helmet too, which is why I was like, okay, they're like not being obnoxious about it, where it's on like a complete side. It was like 1.5 square inch, not a large QR code. And yeah, it links directly to like their NIL account or whatever it might be. So I love the idea. I love how super unique it is. But NCAA would have no part of it. And I don't know if we'll ever get there, but I also kind of feel like this should be used exclusively. Like if you have an NIL deal, you don't get a QR code. These should be for kids who don't have an NIL deal, like a legit deal where they're getting paid already. We don't need players that are already getting paid millions of dollars. We don't need someone to just throw up and throw money into their account because they had a good play. It should be anybody that doesn't have one, or maybe it's like non-Power 5 schools. That's where I like it. Like we talked about, Chris, you talked about Eugene Jarvis in the MAC. Like, shout out to those kids. When you're watching MACtion on a Tuesday night and those kids get nothing, be like, you know what? Show you a little love. Show you a little love because all the big time players are getting it. Let me buy you your next Captain D's meal. Throw you a little NIL love your way. That's where I'd like to see it. Non-Power 5.
Yeah, I like this. I don't know, man. So I just, I'm fine with like the, hey, oh, you can like give money to a player. Like we're obviously doing that nowadays, but like the execution of this is stupid. Who's going to be able to scan a 1.5 inch QR code while the player's running around moving? Like it's not. Who's going to pause their TV? You know what? I'm going to stop this live game so that I can give away 250 of my own dollars.
Okay.
You could do it where Didi watched the game, where 1.5 square inches is like 8 feet.
And like I just tried to scan this on my computer and it was unbelievably hard. So I had to bring it up in another browser and like expand it just so I could get, and like, nope.
That's a solid point. This is not good for offensive linemen. It's not. This is not.
Oh,
Maybe that's the flaw in the whole plan. It's not fair.
Yeah.
But I will say there was that crazy interception in the Robert Morris Utah State game where I've seen that clip 8,000 times on social media, on Sports Center or whatever. I've seen it a million times. At that point, you can pause because you've seen it, hit his QR code, give that dude a couple dollars for making the play of his life, and he's never going to be seen again.
Yeah,
but he just got used for like on every single show for the next week that kid is on,
right?
And it's like, yeah, but I get the flaw in it though, where it's like it's situations like that. Like a kid in USC had a crazy catch last night too. Boop, hit that up, you know.
Yeah, I feel like there needs to be like execution, better execution on both ends. The player, if they know they just did something crazy, they need to like take their helmet off and just go put it right in front of the nearest TV camera. And just that's your touchdown celebration now. Although they're not letting them do the QR codes. That's your
QR
touchdown
code.
celebration.
There's got to be a
How
QR
about
code
gloves?
cam.
Or like T.O. pulled the
Throw it on the gloves.
Sharpie out of his sock. Remember that? Player needs to have just a, laminated QR code, pull it out, put it in front of the camera. And then like I did scan this QR code and it takes you to a page where it's like, well, how much do you want to give? And then you got to type in the player's name. Like, no, each player needs to have their own QR code. And let's make it a flat rate. So when you scan that, it's like, boop, like I'm not inputting all this stuff here.
You have to.
I thought they were all going to be unique.
Choose how much.
Brunch research department. Let's go.
Yeah.
So
put in the
this
time
this
this morning.
This can be done way better than it's being done. We just need to. We need to do a little bit better.
All right, maybe that's why the NCAA was like, yeah, we're not doing this because your system sucks. Oklahoma State, get it together. Because that does suck. Like, because if you see the QR code, I should just be like, an amount of things should come up that just tells me the amount.
Right there.
I hit OK. We're done here.
Yeah.
But like, and especially because when I thought of it first, I was like, oh, you're really preying on like super fanatics and like drunk sports fans who are just going to do something really stupid, wake up in the morning and be like, oh my God, did I really just spend $100 because, oh my God, because Garrett Green didn't throw a pass that actually looked like it could be completed. Like I just gave him $50 for that. Like what the fuck just happened? That's that's terrible. That's terrible. I don't want to put his name and his number and all this other shit, what dorm he's in. I don't want to do any of that. Like I just want to hit okay and my money's gone. So I see why. Yeah. Because that could lead to mistakes.
Yeah, easily. You'd be like, I don't remember that kid's name.
Like, what? I didn't mean to give it to him.
Two Johnsons, 14. One of them scored a touchdown. The other's the backup kicker. And then the backup kicker gets like $6,000 because he didn't do shit. Like, come on.
Oh, man. Good luck getting that money from me if I'm Johnson, the backup kicker.
Johnson, too.
It's in my account. Good luck. So, transferred already to my bank account, guys.
Dude, and if I'm on a team with like Calvin Johnson, I'm changing my name to like Chris Johnson. So people just try to get some of those residual like mess ups. I want the typo money. I want that typo money. Let's go.
Oh yeah. This could lead to some problems. I like it. All right. Now I see. All right. NCAA, I was against you at first.
There's a kid, who does he play for? Michigan State. The Michigan State game was on Friday night. His last name is Carson Wentz.
Wait, what?
Carson-Wentz. Spelled the exact same way. His first name is Jack. So his full name is Jack Carson Wentz. And he's the long snapper for Michigan State.
What?
There's a huge controversy right there. Like I'd be like, honey, did you just donate money to Carson Wentz? It's tax deductible. We're fine. The kid needed it. Jack Carson Wentz. I flipped out when I saw it. The back of his jersey, the full Carson Wentz is back there, just a hyphen in between it. So get a little fishy.
All right. Damn it, NCAA. I disagree with you all the time, but we've fleshed this out. That's why this is the brunch breakdown. We break these things down. Yeah. And we did it. And I get why the NCAA came to this ruling. So shouts to you, NCAA. Side note, which just to diss the NCAA, I saw that the first round of college football playoffs happen when kids are out of school.
Yeah,
I did not know this.
It's on college campuses.
On college campuses, and kids won't be in school. Like no one's in school the 20th. And if you are
finals,
it's like I was out of school like the 13th. Well, basically, if I didn't have a final on Friday, I was gone Monday. Like I was gone when I was after my last final, I was out of there. So, and it's the 20th and 21st is the first round of games, and I was like, that's stupid. Very interested to see these crowds in what may be some really crappy weather in some of these places. Not all, but some.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what these crowds look like for these first round games.
They're all going to be with you at that. The real reality.
Yeah. So just that was just a little thought, seeing them show the bracket 800 times as if we didn't know how to break down a bracket.
Yeah.
That was insane this weekend. I was like, guys, It's not difficult. There's 12 teams. We know how
And
this
like, yeah,
goes.
here's how it would look
Like,
today. Get out of here.
like guys, I'm already sick of the 12 team term. I'm already done with it. I quit.
Yeah, go back to
I've
four.
quit. Like, just go back to 4. Like, do something. I'm already sick of it. They're breaking it down a million times this weekend. All right, last one. Here, guys. There's a couple. They did a Star Wars lightsaber fight scene instead of their first dance at their wedding. So instead of dancing for grandma, they did a Star Wars fight scene with lightsabers. We've all had weddings. We've all been married in 2 weddings. Um, Feelings? Yep, mine too.
I'll say this. 99% of the time, first dances are often way too long and far too lame. So I'm down for a little bit of innovation. This is probably a little bit over the top. Because there could be a stretch there of dances, of the mandatory dances, where as a guest, you were like, I will pay you $1,000 to reopen the bar right now. Please do it. Please do it. So a note to anyone planning to get married, if you're not going to be innovative with your first dance, at least make sure your first course is out and plated. Salad, soup, whatever it is. That was like one of the biggest things our wedding like coordinator told us. She's like, that way they'll have something to do while you have to go through these dances. And I was like, that's what I would want as a guest. So a little side note for that. But yeah, this might be a little bit, I mean, it's memorable. We're talking about it. I don't know. But I like some innovation. This just not my cup of tea, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's to me the point of my problem with it is like we're all prepared to smile and take a picture of you dancing and enjoy at least a few seconds of it. But like if you're going to put on a performance you about your niched up fucking thing that you guys like, you got to understand that it's not everybody's thing. Okay? And I've been to weddings where stuff like this happens and I'm just uncomfortable the entire time. I would rather be bored than uncomfortable at a wedding. Okay. And so that's where I kind of draw the line. I don't like this. I don't like it one bit. Part of the reason is because it's Star Wars and like I'm on record across many of our, I don't know, 200, however many podcasts we've done, time to time saying, I just don't get it. I don't get what, like my family loves it. I watch it with them.
Wow.
I don't get it. I'm entertained. I'm entertained, not to the point of buying a stormtrooper outfit and going to conventions. I don't get it. I also don't get like why are you buying a wand and pretending you're Harry Potter? I don't get it. There's a lot of this stuff I don't understand. I like books. I like movies. I don't like pretending to be the book or the movie. And I especially don't want to be at your wedding if that's what your plan is. That's just where I'm at. I'm prepared for music, not this.
Can you just dance for your parents?
Right, they're paying for the wedding. Can you just do one thing?
Even if they're not, can you just give them can you just give grandma this one moment? Can you just do that? Can you just give her that? Because
no, that was what the wedding was for. That's what the wedding is for. Is my time to shine, grandma.
Because that's all I could think about. Because like we had a crazy we got married in 5 or 6 months, and it was kind of a crazy, man. It was a lot of people arguing about different things or whatever. But like I gave my mom her first dance. Like we gave her dad the first dance.
Yours was innovative.
Just
different.
I mean, but like it was. I mean, we danced, but it was it was cool. But I gave them that moment. They got to see us dance and be happy and smile, and that was cool. But like, yeah. But there's other things, not just to rip on this. It's like I will see other things like that go viral where like the grooms do like a dance because like the bride loves Beyonce and the grooms do some like choreographed dance to like a Beyonce song. I'm like, I don't want that either. Like I don't get like these things that are very like Chris said niche. I'm like everybody doesn't know what's going on. I I just I'm
It-
just like
as a fan of wrestling, professional wrestling, there are lots of these that are situational to wrestling. And one of the more recent ones I saw was imitating what the WWE calls the Money in the Bank briefcase. And the Money in the Bank briefcase, there's a ladder match where you win the Money in the Bank. It's a physical briefcase, and inside that briefcase is a contract for a championship match of your choosing, anytime, any place, wherever you want. So you can wait till the champion is beaten to a bludgeon by somebody else, come running down the ramp, cash in your briefcase, pin them 1, 2, 3 for the championship. So some couple thought this would be cute, and they're in the middle of their first dance, and then all of a sudden the DJ starts playing a wrestler's theme song, which is like far more aggressive than this slow dance that they're doing. And the best man comes crashing through the door, and he's got a Money in the Bank briefcase, and he runs over and he's cashing it in, not to steal the wife, which I was like, this is terrible, but to steal the first dance. So he cashed in his briefcase. So then the best man is finishing the dance with the bride. Can you imagine what grandma's thinking in that moment? What is going on here? Like, yes, you made a TikTok, but everybody there is so confused.
Yeah, like could you imagine if I deadlifted at my wedding?
You
Like,
did,
what do
didn't you? Was that not?
like it's one of my favorite things to do, but I'm not subjecting everybody to it. Come on. Come on. It's like social self-awareness.
I'm like, why is there a wave bench on the dance floor? What's
Yeah.
going on here?
Oh no.
Ah. But yeah, guys, just it's fun to have creativity, but there's sometimes where you're just like, just can you just let grandma be happy? Can you just let grandma be happy? Good God. Shouts to all the grandmas who don't want this shit either. Jesus Christ. All right, let's get into music, boys, before we get out of here. All right. This week I am listening to Fatman Scoop. Fatman Scoop, RIP Fatman Scoop. He died this week. And if you don't know who Fatman Scoop is, Fatman Scoop was a part of every single night out if you were somebody who was around the ages of us. Because if you have ever heard when you were out, what's your zodiac sign? What's your zodiac sign? That's Fatman Scoop. And he died. So I'm putting Be Faithful on the playlist, and you will listen to Be Faithful, and you will go back to whatever sweaty night that you had when that song is on. Chicken heads, be quiet. Oh, man. Just like I really got sad yesterday, and it was so weird. I was like, every night out, that song played in some way. You know, you got $100 bill, put your hands up. You got a $10
There you
bill,
go.
put your hands up.
Yep.
Oh man. Anyways, Fatman Scoop, Be Faithful. R.I.P.
Rest in power, my man. Rest in power. Great pick. For me this week, we're starting off with welcome back to the Sounds of Brunch. Chance the Rapper.
Hey.
Welcome back. 3333 is the name of the track, and you must be thinking, what's that? And so the song is a reference to a number of tickets he sold at a venue that holds 14,000 people. And that was the Minnesota State Fair. And shout out to the Minnesota State Fair. He even says it in the song as a lyric. Shout out to the Minnesota State Fair. It's an incredible event. I've been there and I want to go back. It's fantastic. So, but the song is just like a reflection on the low point. Things aren't going well. You sold 3,333 tickets out of 14,000. And obviously he's done well for himself. And so has the Minnesota State Fair. So shouts to them both.
Okay. I can't wait to check that out.
Dan's a big fan of that milk.
Yes. The all you can drink milk at the Minnesota State Fair. Wild.
What else would you want?
Butter sculptures. It's fantastic.
I've been listening to pop punk from like 10 years ago because that's just what I do sometimes. And all my songs are from that. So number one, Seaway. I don't really like their music now. I like their music when they were like a younger, we're just a party punk band. And their album Hoser was fantastic. So I listened to it while I was working out this week. Keep Your Stick on the Ice. They're from Canada. So they have a song named after hockey. Can't go wrong there. That's my first one.
Also, great advice.
Yeah, great advice.
True.
Next one, Big Sean put out a new album. He's got a song that basically is, if I were a rapper, this is what I would do. Sample Usher and then have The Dream on it as well. And it's Who You Are, Superstar. And the song bangs, but it's just great. But I was like, whoa, this samples Usher's Superstar. This is cool. And then The Dream comes on at the end. And I'm like, this is amazing. So shouts to Big Sean.
Love that. Next one up for me is AWOL Nation. Boys, you probably remember their big hit, Sail from back in the day. That's AWOL Nation. Well,
wait,
guess
so
what?
Wait, well, I can't remember the
Did you
song.
miss
Can you
it?
do that one more time?
Sail.
Oh, now I got it. I got it now. Yeah. You hit the note right that time. I got it.
Yeah, that time, right.
I got it.
So they're back. They're back with a brand new album. Just came out this past week. The single that came out a while ago, earlier in the summer, Panoramic View, is really, really good. It's still my favorite off the album, but I'm gonna add a new one, Barbarian, off that album from AWOL Nation. Welcome back.
Wait.
Nice. My next one is from Real Friends. Their EP, Put Yourself Back Together, is from 2013. It's actually the EP that led me to discover this band. And it has my favorite song they've ever written on it, Late Nights in My Car. It's about nostalgia. That's all.
Love it. All right. Last one. There's this show on Netflix. It is called Pop Star Academy, and it's about this girl group trying to be made. It's basically making the band, but in like the documentary Netflix way, and it's awesome. And I love every second of it. So Cat's Eye, Tonight I Might, putting that on the playlist. That's the name of the band, and it's great. So
do they make them rap on the street?
They do not make them rap on the street.
Damn it.
But it gives you all the making of the band. It gives you all the making the band feels. Yeah, just shouts to Netflix. There's a market for that. I need more shows like that. It drew me and Siobhan fully in for the last week. We were like, yep, 10 episode series, destroyed it like every night. Kids went to bed, put on Pop Star Academy, let's go. So
interesting. I like it. Let's check that out. Last one for me is going to be from Green Day. No, they didn't release anything new, but they're just like killing it on tour right now. They're touring. They're doing baseball stadiums. They've got great openers, the Linda Lindas, Rancid, and the Smashing Pumpkins. And they are touring to celebrate the anniversaries of Dookie and American Idiot, like turning like 30 and 20 years old, which is like absolutely insane. Talk about feeling old, Chris. But their new album, Saviors, is still amazing. That was put out earlier this year. So I'm going to put a new one on from there. Like, I know everybody's heard Dookie and American Idiot, and rightfully so, but Corvette Summer off of it, since we're kind of entering into fall, have one more little summer jam from the Kings, Green Day.
Nice.
Billy Joe is 52 years old.
Man, to look like he does at 52.
To be that
honestly
angsty still at 52. I don't know.
Also, yes. Like angsty and beautiful. Jeez.
All right.
That's the name of his like lotion line. Angsty and beautiful.
Angsty and beautiful brunch.
Yep.
My last one is from one of your guys' favorite bands, Trash Boat. We're gonna go with Trash Boat today. Their song "Strangers," which, if I remember correctly, Dee Dee was actually a pretty big fan of that song. Once I put it on the playlist like 3 years ago. So let's do it again, and I hope everybody enjoys it.
All right.
But pretty sure they were at the opening ceremonies of the Paris, that floating dumpster fire, if I recall. Shout out to Trash Boat, one of France's finest.
Dan will always figure out a way to put the Olympics in the show.
I know.
Just
chill, Dan.
Always.
Chill.
2 years to go.
Well, that's what we're listening to. Check out the playlist on Spotify. Tell Siri, tell Alexa to play the sounds of Brunch. Boys, any final thoughts on today's Brunch Breakdown?
Avoid the lobster roll at Captain D's. Free advice.
Perfect. And that's the Brunch Breakdown. We're out.